Okay, just a really quick, short video today. I want to talk about the difference between hormone pellets and compounded pharmacy medicines. A lot of people are under the impression that the pellets are made specifically for them, and that's not true. They come in manufactured steps, right? And so here's the thing. My wife and I have owned a hormone balancing center, a bioidentical hormone clinic for a few years now. And here's been my experience with the pellets versus creams, oral medications, and injections. I know the pellets are convenient, but here's the problem. I have had people come into my clinic after they have gotten pellets and they say, like, my acne is breaking out, or I'm just all out of whack. And they go, what can I do? And I'm sorry to say that the answer is nothing. When you're putting the pellets in, now the doctors are very, very good at this, but they're making their best guess at, one, how your body's going to use and absorb it and react to it, and two, how much of it you need. And so they're trying to guess, and those things are in there, and they're in there for 4 months, sometimes longer, sometimes less, but you cannot take them out. So if the dosing is wrong for you, then you could be having some crazy acne issues. You could be anxious. You could have trouble sleeping, or you could be too sleepy. And so here's the thing. This is why I like to start, especially when you're starting out. Do the creams, the oral, the injections, because you can adjust them on the fly. With all of our patients, the thing we notice most is that they need to adjust to figure out where they belong. Everybody's different. So you start with the labs. We look at your labs and we get a starting idea of where you should start. We start you fairly conservatively, and then we start creeping you up to where your optimal is. We have people with thyroid medicine and different things. They change seasonally. Like, they've noticed about their body in the wintertime, they need a different dose than in the summertime. And we're there to treat your symptoms and not your labs. We're there to treat you and not your labs. That's why it's important to talk with your bioidentical hormone doctor regularly and say, hey, look, I'm not sleeping well, or hey, I'm waking up groggy. So let's just take progesterone for an example. We're going to start you out at a low dose. With pellets, you start out and you are committed to that dose, okay? So with progesterone, we're going to start you out at a low dose. You might sleep a little better, and we're going to creep that dose up. You're going to tell us how you're feeling, and we're going to creep that dose up, creep that dose up, creep that dose up until you are at your optimal. Now, I don't want you just in range, because in range is the problem that your doctor has been creating for you when you get your lab works, and he's like, you're in normal range. Well, let me just tell you, testosterone for a man, as an example. Now, I know this doesn't apply to all you women who are probably the ones watching this, but just as an example, testosterone for a man can range from, depending on which lab you use, let's just say 350 to 900. They're gradually lowering this because they don't like to pay for testosterone. But let's say that range, that's a huge range. That's a gigantic range. And so if you're at 355, they're going to say, well, you're in normal range. But you're going to feel terrible. You're at the very bottom. That's like saying that, let's say the poverty level, I don't know what it is, but let's say it's $25,000 a year. And you make $25,500 a year. So they're going to say, hey, you're not in poverty yet. Don't go get a better job. Don't get help on your housing or anything like that, because you're in normal range. You're not in poverty yet. You're $500 above poverty. Let's wait till you're completely in poverty, and then we'll do something. No, no, no. And I don't know about you. I don't want to be in low normal range. I want to be in high optimal range. And the only safe way to get you there is with creams and oral medication, because we can incrementally keep increasing your dose until you feel great. And we're going to do it safely and all of that, but you cannot do that with a pellet. With a pellet, your dose is your dose, and how your body uses it is how your body uses it. Now, I'm not 100% against pellets, but I don't think a new person to bioidentical hormones should start with pellets. I think you should start with a doctor who uses a compounding pharmacy, and they can increase you little by little. If you have a good bioidentical hormone doctor, they will talk to you regularly, and they will go on how you feel, on how you're sleeping, on how you're feeling energized through the day, how your hot flashes are, all those things. And they're going to treat you and not just your labs. And they're going to go by how you feel. They're going to start with your labs, but then they're going to treat you and increase your dose. So let's talk progesterone for a minute. Progesterone, it's taken orally. It gets run through your liver differently than a cream or anything like that. So if you're having trouble sleeping, you need to be taking oral progesterone from a compounding pharmacy. That will help you relax and sleep better. It's the happy hormone. And so you're going to start sleeping better. But if you're not sleeping through the night, we need to increase it a little bit and increase it a little bit. And every woman's dose is different. I don't have two women on the same dose in our clinic. And then if you're feeling too sleepy or having a hard time waking up in the morning, we're going to back you down a little bit. Now, imagine sleeping perfectly through the night. Those hot flashes and things start going away. And this can only be done by getting you to your high optimal dose, which you cannot do with a pellet. Now, oftentimes they guess, they get it right. And because you've been feeling so terrible, the pellets do help, but they're going to be conservative, and you're never going to get to your high optimal. You will feel better. So I'm not 100% against pellets versus compounded medications, but I favor the compounded medications. And I hope this video has helped you to make a better choice for yourself. So I'm going to put a link in my description for my free book, Do Your Hormones Have You Dragging and Sagging, and Nagging? You don't have to enter an email address or anything. Just click the link and go download the book. No big deal. Read it. I hope it helps you to find a good doctor in your area. And that's it. I think you'll recognize yourself a lot in that book. Hormones are so, so important. Do not need to be afraid of them. I have some other videos that talk about the Women's Health Initiative, which kind of made everybody afraid of hormones and things like that. Doctors are afraid of hormones. And if your regular doctor is not open to it and you just feel something's wrong and they keep telling you that, hey, you're normal for your age, but you don't feel normal, you know something's out of whack, do not let them put you on antidepressants if it's a hormonal problem. Of course, you always need to listen to your doctor. I'm not saying never, ever do you need antidepressants, but oftentimes they put women who are going through hormonal changes, they just put them on antidepressants, and that's not always what they need. So please, 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 I'm begging you to find a good bioidentical hormone doctor. You can tell, your gut knows if it's someone who's just marketing to you and your fears, or if it's someone who really wants to take care of you and work with you on this journey. So you can tell the difference. So if those red flags come off, that they're just jumping on your fears or your vulnerability and trying to sell you an expensive program, stay away from those ones. Find a nurse practitioner or a doctor who really cares, who have studied hormones, bioidentical hormones, and they will be your best friend. I promise you that. So good luck on your journey. I would love to hear how your journey's going. Please comment in the fields below. I would just like to hear, because we care, and I do want to spread this word. So many people are afraid of bioidentical hormones, and they needlessly suffer through their aging process. So I hope this has helped you, and I look forward to maybe hearing from you on one of my other videos or this video. Talk to you later. Have a great week. Bye.